Hey guys, how you doing? Today we're going to be having a look at Eclipse by thedoo. This is probably going to be a 3-part tutorial, this being part 1. There are a couple of things I want to address regarding this lesson, but we will do that after we have a look at the solo. Alright guys, now tuning for the song is going to be standard D, that is standard E tuned down 1 whole step. However, keep in mind I'm going to be showing you how to play this song in standard E exactly as you would play it in standard D. That's the first thing, the tuning. The second thing is going to be regarding the 8-finger tapping. You may have noticed I did not do the 8-finger tapping part when it came. Instead I just played the harmony, had it already recorded. So I'm going to be explaining why I didn't do the 8-finger tapping part once we get to that part. However, the notes for the harmony and the actual part are all going to be correct, alright, regardless of whether it's 8-finger tapped or just played separately. So one more thing is going to be regarding the backing track. Now, if you have watched my other do tutorials, the Ascend and the Horizons, you may have noticed that I said and used a backing track provided by thedoo himself on his Guitar Hero video. However, there is no backing track for Eclipse provided by thedoo. So what I'm doing in this video is that I used my own backing track, and it's a little bit weak right now. I'm gonna kind of try to improve on it. So when part 3 of this tutorial is out, I will be putting out the backing track too for whoever wants to jam to it. You could also always just go to the original song and play along with it if that's what you wish to do. So that is all guys, let's have a look at the first section. Alright guys, now let's have a look at the first section. Now in this demonstration there's gonna be kind of like the piano intro, and then we're gonna have the guitar playing over the piano and kind of other instrumentation as well. Now, I am going to be transcribing the piano part, and in the backing track it will be there, and in the guitar profile on Patreon it's also going to be there. But for the meantime, I kind of did it just solo by itself. So here's how the part is going to go. Alright, so it's pretty simple, pretty melodic. We're going to be starting off sliding from the 2nd fret on the 2nd string to the 4th, and then hammering on to the 5th. Keep in mind, this entire first part is going to be all on the neck pickup. Alright, so slide from 2 to 4 and then hammer on to 5. Now we're going to slide over from 7 on the 1st string to the 9th fret. And then we have a quick hammer on into a pull off going 7, 9, 7 on the 1st. So far we have. Now we're gonna play 7 on the 2nd string, and then we're gonna play a 9 on the 2nd. So 7 on the 1st, and then we're gonna slide to 11. Make sure you vibrato that 11 once you slide to it. So we have. And now we have. So we're going to do a little quick legato line there. We're going to hammer on from 11 to 12 on the 1st, then we're going to pull back off 11, 9. Alright? And then we're going to pick 11 now, then 12, and then 16. So we have. Now after picking 16, you're gonna pick it again and slide into 9, 19, and then give it some vibrato. So we have. Alright guys, now we're going to do a pinch harmonic on the 19th fret of the first string, and we are going to slide back to 12 after that. So, and now after that we're going to hit 12, and then we're going to do a half tone bend on 11. So we have, it's going to be a bend and release, and after you release it, you want to kind of just cut everything off. Keep in mind, it can be a little bit difficult to do that, to get a pinch harmonic on the 19th fret to sustain as you slide on 12. Even with me, it doesn't really always work out. So we have. Alright, so that's the entirety of that intro. So it would go like this. Alright, so that's that part. Now we have this. Alright, so what we're going to be doing here is we are going to be doing some palm muted legato on the 5th and 4th string. It's going to be a hammer on from 4 to 7. And then we have 6 to 7 on the 4th. So. And now we're going to do now not palm muted, so you just want to kind of do regular legato now. 6 to 8 on the 3rd. And then 5 to 9 on the 2nd. Right now, after you hammer on to 9, you want to slide all the way over to 16 on the 2nd string and pull off the 12. So it would be. It's kind of helpful to look at the fret you're going to slide over to so you don't kind of miss it. Now we're going to do a pull off from 14-13 on the 3rd and 14-13 on the 4th as well. So, alright, now after you pull off the 13, you're going to slide back to 9. So you have, you're going to give it some vibrato, and then at the end of the measure, you want to do a quick hammer on to 11, and then you would just cut everything off. So let me show you what I mean. Alright, just hammer on, then cut everything out. Now after that, we're gonna have, after a tiny bit of rest, we have. So we are gonna be hammering on from 9 to 11 on the 4th, and then 9-11 on the 3rd. And then we're gonna hit a pinch harmonic on the 11 on the 3rd, and we are gonna give that some aggressive vibrato, alright? And then we have, hold on. You're gonna pull off to 9, and then you're gonna play 11 on the 4th. And then now we have the pinch harmonic on the 9th fret of the 3rd. Alright, so. Now after that, you're gonna cut everything off yet again. There's gonna be a bit of rest. Then we have this phrase. So we're gonna be sliding from 11 to 13 on the 3rd string, then hammering on from 12 to 14 on the 2nd. Now we're going to slide from 9 to 12 on the 2nd, then hammer on to 14, so. Now we're going to play 12 on the 1st, then we'll do a quick slide from 14 to 16, which we will vibrato 16, so. Excuse me. Alright guys, that's the entirety of the first section. Let's have another look at it slowly with some tabs. Alright guys, now let's have a look at the second section. We're going to be starting off with this cool slidey phrase. So we are going to be sliding into 16 of the 1st and then pulling off the 12. pull off from 16, 12 on the second, and then slide back to 9. Now we're gonna pull off from 12 to 9 on the first, and then 12 to 9 on the second. And after that, we slide over to 7 on the second. So it's kind of like the same idea as we had here, but just on different frets. So we have. Right now, we're gonna have something slightly different because there's gonna be a slight pinch harmonic on the 9 of the first, as we pull off the 7, and then we will pull off now 9, 7 on the second and slide back to 4. Alright, so we have. Now after we slide to 4, you're gonna need to pull off to the open string, and then we're gonna do 4 on the first, pulling off the open, and then 4 on the second, pulling off the open. Now we're gonna do on the third string 6 to 4 as a pull off. Same thing on the fourth. And then we go to the second fret of the fourth and we do 2 to 4 and then back to 2 as a slide. So to recap slowly what we have so far from this phrase. Now we're gonna do a pull off from 4 to 2, then we hammer back to 14, and then after that we're gonna hit 4 again, and then we do the vibrato, alright? You kinda wanna make that some aggressive vibrato, not like I just did, so it's like. So one more time, up to speed. Now after that we have, we're gonna do a quick hammer onto a pull off going 2 4 2 on the fifth, and then we'll play 4 on the sixth, and then open. Alright, now after that we have just a quick slide from roughly around the 17th fret. Doesn't really matter exactly where you're doing it, but it's definitely above the 12th fret, I guess. We can kind of see the do doing it. Alright, now after that we have this. So once again, just like we had in Ascend, it's kind of like a crazy train kind of riff. We're going to be doing 2 palmies on the 4th fret of the 5th, 6 on the 4th string. Now we'll go back to that 4 and then we'll play 7 on the 4th. Now we're going to do 2 palmies on the 4th. And then the 4th fret, not the 4th string. We're still playing off that 4 on the 5th string. So we have. Now we'll do 7 on the 5th palm muted, and then 2 palmies on the 4. So we have. Pinch harmonic on the 6th fret with some vibrato. Alright, so again, let's kind of do the little part before it. Alright, now we're gonna have this cool run, which in the new version, some of this is palm muted. Alright, but in the older version, it's just played all straightforward legato, no palm muting. I did kind of mix one part between the new version and the old version, just because the new version is just much, much better. However, this part we're just gonna be going with the old version. Alright, so pretty simple, pretty tasty. We're going to be doing on the 5th string a hammer on from 4 to 6 to 7 on the 1st string. And then we'll do that again. So, in fact, this entire run is just basically, you're going to be doing this kind of idea legato, just hammer-ons twice. You're going to be doing 2 triplets on each shape. So, each shape we do, you're going to do it twice like this. Alright, the next shape is going to be 6, 7, 9 on the 5th. So same idea. Now 6, 7, 9 on the 4th. And then 7, 9, 11 on the 4th. And then we have 8, 9, 11 on the 3rd. So to recap. Now we have 9, 11, 13 on the 3rd. 11, 13, 14 on the 3rd, and then we have 13, 14, 16 on the third. And that's the end of it. So again, slowly and then up to speed. Excuse me. Alright, now we have this phrase. Sliding from 16 to 18, and then we'll hit 13. This is all on the third string. Now we have 16, 14 on the fourth, and then we'll do that phrase again. So, one more time, all together. And now, we're gonna be dealing with some octave tapped harmonics now. We're gonna do a backward slide to the 9th fret of the third, and then do some vibrato. Then you want to do that octave harmonic. It's gonna be technically the 21st fret tapped octave harmonic, and then we're gonna do yet another tap harmonic octave on the 8th fret of the third, so we'll be tapping the 20th, and then we're gonna hammer on a 9/11. All right, so we have. All right, and that's pretty much that. You just want to give the end of that some vibrato, and that's the entirety of the second section. Let's have another look at it slowly with some taps. Alright guys, now let's have a look at the third section. This is the section which we're going to be starting off with that little 8-finger tapping melody. Now, the reason why I didn't do it is mainly because I couldn't really do it. You see, what happens is, if you take your right hand and your left hand and you would do you would kind of try to play the melody, what's going to happen is it's going to come out as a chord since you're doing it on the same guitar. Now, I haven't really seen anyone other than thedoo pull this off, and I haven't really seen him pull it off live. I didn't find a single thing online regarding playing harmony with yourself on the same guitar using 8-finger tapping. Not a single goddamn thing. And when I tried to do it, all that would happen is that it would just kind of come off as double stops. It would come off as chords happening. And if you just kind of take the whole third harmony idea, 2 of those notes that should be played, and you try to tap them at the same time, they're gonna come off as a chord. Alright, since they're coming from the same source. So right now, if I were to take just 2 notes from this melody, alright, try to tap with my right hand and hammer on from nowhere with my left hand, which is how you would do this if you were to do it. For example, 11 on the 4th string and 9 on the 3rd. These are a third apart from each other. This is a third harmony, and you tap them at the same time, they're gonna give off a chord sound. There's nothing ringing out here. It's not a muting problem. It's just when you play these together at the same time, they're gonna come off as a chord. See, if you were to lift one of them off, then it would just go back to a regular single note sound. So this definitely doesn't really work out so well, at least with me. I couldn't really find anything online. Definitely never seen this before, and thedoo doing it. So if you happen to know anything regarding this, then please share it with us in the comments below. What I'm going to be doing right now is just going to show you the main melody and the harmony, and when I do put out the backing track, it's going to have the harmony with it. Alright, so you would just you can just play one part. And, you know, the harmony will just automatically come in the backing track. Alright, so that's pretty much that regarding this part. Let's kind of get straight into the notes and the frets. We're going to be starting off we're kind of going to be doing that little legato pattern, pulling off from 13 to 9 on the 3rd, hammering to 11, hammering to 13, and then pulling off to 9. And then we repeat that last part again, so we're going to hammer on to 11, hammer on 13, and then pull off to 9. So we have... And then we just take that whole thing and repeat it again. So... And now... So we're going to be pulling off 14 to 9, 13 to 9, 11 to 9, and then 13 to 9, and then 14 to 9, 13 to 9 again. So we're just going, with 9 as a constant, pull off 2 notes. We're going 14, 13, 11, 13, 14, 13. Okay? Alright, now we're going to do this little run before we kind of flip back into the same idea. It's going to be 9, 11, 14 on the 4th, and then 9, 11 on the 3rd. And now we just repeat twice, and now we have the ending variation of this, which is... So we're going to be pulling off 14, 13, 11, 13, and then we will vibrato 11. Alright, keep in mind we're pulling off the 9 each time. We're still kind of doing the same thing from before. Alright, that's pretty much that. You can go and try out the 8-finger tapping stuff. Tell me if you get a different result than me, and like I said, definitely put it in the comments below. Alright guys, now let's have a look at the very last part of this tutorial, probably also the hardest in this part 1. Here's how it goes. So what we're going to be doing here is that we're going to be hammering on with the left hand. This is all going to be all legato. There's no picking involved. So you need to hammer on from nowhere. 9, 11 on the 6th and then you tap 12. 9, 11 on the 5th and then you tap 12. 9, 11 on the 3rd and you tap 13. And then you go back to the 5th string and you do the same thing you did there. So 9, 11, 12. 4th string, same idea. 3rd string, 9, 11, 13 as well. So we have... Alright, now we're gonna go to the 4th string and do 9, 11, 13 again, and then on the 3rd string again. Alright, now we're gonna do 9, 11 with the left hand, but we are gonna be changing it up to 16, and this is on the 4th string. We're gonna tap 16 on the 4th string. Same thing on the 3rd. Then we do it again. So now we're gonna keep our right hand where it is, but we're gonna shift the left hand to 13, 14 on the 4th and the 3rd, and we're gonna do this 3 times. What we have so far . Definitely the hardest part about this is doing the muting. Alright, so after this we are going to be doing shifting the left hand to 14 and 16, and we will be tapping 18 now. We're going to do this twice on both strings, the exact same frets. After you do it twice, now we're going to do it the 3rd time, but we're going to be changing something, and that's on the 3rd string. Instead of tapping 18, we're going to tap 20. That's the only thing that's going to change. You still tap 18 on the 4th string, but on the 3rd string now you're going to do 20. So what we have is... And then again. And now one more time, but this time there's a different ending to it. So after you do the whole 20 thing twice and then a 3rd time, what you're going to do is you're going to pull off the 16, 14, and then you hammer back to 16, alright? So... So to recap the whole thing slowly and then up to speed. Alright, so what we're gonna do after that, after we hammer on 16 with our left hand, we're gonna do a quick slide with the tap from 2021. Pull off the 16, pull off the 13. So we have, it's kind of a quick slide from 11 to 13. After that, you're gonna go to 11 and then 8 all the slides. And then we're gonna do a hammer on to 9, pull off to 8, and then you play 9 on the 4th. Alright, so alright, at this point you can play 9 with the pick. Like that's what you should do at this point. Play 9 with the pick on the 4th string, give it to the vibrato. Alright, so here's how it goes one more last time. Alright guys, so that's the entirety of the third section. Let's have another look at it slowly with some taps. Alright guys, hope you've enjoyed this lesson for Eclipse by thedoo. This is part 1. We're going to be having a look at part 2 hopefully by next week. I am going to be putting the full guitar transcription for this with the drums and the keyboards and the rhythm guitar transcribed on Patreon. And when I get the part 2 done, I'll also put the tabs a little bit early on Patreon as well. So be sure to check out our Patreon page, and the link will be in the description below. If you have a request, whether it's a solo lesson or riff lesson, then leave it in the comments below. Other than that guys, happy shredding.